Welcome to the Sharkpreneur Podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Green. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Green is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com. Welcome to the podcast. Today I have the good fortune to be with Floren, who helps 6, 7, and 8-figure entrepreneurs scale to the next level with AI-driven automation. Reed, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me, Seth.
You are very welcome. You've been in the business a long time and had a number of different iterations. Let's go back in time just a little bit. How did you get started?
So I got started back in 1999. I was a 7th grader. My parents and I had me switch schools to a school that had project-based learning. So instead of teachers, we had advisors and we worked on our own projects. We didn't have classes per se. We developed our own interests and worked on those. So that was right before the dot-com crash. And, you were hearing stuff all over that the internet is this big new thing and people are making money from it. Time Magazine had something about the internet that year, I think, on the cover. There was a bunch of different stuff about the internet, just the information superhighway, as it was called back in the 90s, was exploding. And so that school was really unique because I had a computer on my desk that I could work on stuff all day long. You pair that with the internet exploding, and there was this thing called alladvantage.com, which was like a banner ad on your screen that would be on the bottom of your computer screen. They paid you 50 cents an hour for every hour you were online, but you could recruit other people. So you could get paid down 5 levels deep. I think it was 10 cents an hour for each person you referred and each person they referred and all that, down 5 levels. So at the time, I was a 13-year-old and I was actually acting in a college play. And so I hand wrote my affiliate link, which was kind of long, and put it on little scraps of paper and handed it out to the other actors in the play, the actual college students, the people that were actually over the age of 18 that could legally be part of this All Advantage thing. And I recruited them, and then it spread like wildfire as they recruited other people at their college. And so that's how I made my first dollar online.
Well, congratulations on being a part of this going pretty much back to the beginning. I would imagine getting that first check or whatever commission it was in the mail hooked you. Fast forward a little bit and then talk about, your business has been through a number of different iterations. You want to go through kind of like the short to medium version of how you got to where you are now.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give a little bit. So I got hooked. I realized that I didn't need to work a job. I probably didn't need to go to school. That got me really interested in this whole internet marketing thing at the time. And so I started promoting other people's products. I eventually created a stock market website that did really well. I got a lot of national publicity from that. Basically, I got threatened with a couple lawsuits from some really big financial institutions when I was 16. And so that led to some fame, I guess, if you will. And then fast forward a little bit after that, I eventually graduated high school. During my high school years, I continued doing all this internet marketing stuff. I got really into it. Then I started working with other internet marketers and doing stuff with them. So I worked with people like Mark Joyner and Russell Brunson way back in the day. This is like 2005. And so that really springboarded my career. Started going to events. Started creating my own courses, started speaking at events, eventually spoke all over the world. I've done North America and Europe and Asia and Australia, New Zealand, all those places. So I've been to a lot of places now, sharing different things about internet marketing. Fast forward a little bit more from that, you get kind of the AI boom here. So I've been teaching AI stuff for 5 years or so now. It's been a while that I've been teaching AI. So way before ChatGPT came out, I was on the forefront of teaching AI and automation stuff for AI, and now I'm doing a lot of AI stuff for myself and helping other people with things. One of the things that's doing really well right now is I'm having AI actually script and create videos for me. Even now they're doing it just on my computer. Like, it doesn't even need an external AI connection, no APIs or anything. It's basically my cost of electricity to generate these videos. So for instance, I wrote a script, or I tweaked my script yesterday to have it to create these videos. And I turned it on last night at 9 o'clock, and by 9:30 or so this morning, it had done 250 videos for me, totally scripted, totally recorded, in my voice, ready to go as ads or social media content for me.
That is absolutely incredible. There are, as you know, probably better than me, dozens of different AI video tools out in the world now. Um, a large portion of them, in my opinion, like a lot of them, the video still isn't like it. You can still tell
Mhm.
that it's AI if I'm cloning myself.
Mhm.
I think honestly, the audio clones are better than the video clones. Talk a little bit about how you built yours.
Sure. So I sidestepped that process because I agree with you that the videos where it's a person, we're getting close. It's much closer than it was, even a couple months ago, a year or two ago. It's getting scarily realistic. We're going to have a lot of issues with that, especially with political seasons coming up and just different things that people are going to. I think we're already falling for some of the stuff that gets posted online that we're like, oh, that happened, but it wasn't true, kind of thing. But so I switched gears and I focused on video sales letters. So think like really crappy PowerPoint presentations where it's just like a
All
black
text,
background,
yep.
white text, and then my voice, my AI voice reads exactly what's on the screen. And so it's kind of like video sales letters from like 2010-ish, and it's working like gangbusters. I'm getting leads for, under $1 a lead in the United States. And plenty of other places in the world too, but in the United States, I'm getting leads for under $1 a lead at volume, at scale. And these people are buying stuff. They're getting on my list. They're upgrading. They're buying things. They're staying on and interacting, and it's real people. And it's like, whoa, this is really exciting. And now when you pair it with how quickly I can create these videos and create them, literally in my sleep while I can be doing other things or I can be sleeping, and it's just churning out a video like every couple minutes. It's like, how does someone compete with that? Like that's a really an interesting angle where I think things are going to go, where we're going to see more and more stuff like this. Eventually it's going to, someone's going to knock off what I'm doing and make it better. But like right now, I'm just going to exploit it while I can.
As well, you should. So those you certainly have the advantage on the content volume side, right? If you've got hundreds of videos being created every day, where are you distributing those and how are you driving traffic that's getting you those leads for under a buck?
So for the most part, I've been doing just Facebook ads with this. So I'll put, for instance, like 50 different videos in an ad set. I'll just do broad targeting and let it optimize based off of my pixel. So it's going to show it to just different pockets of people, and it's going to figure out, okay, this video is doing well with these people. We're going to show this video more. This video is not doing so hot. We'll kind of stop doing that video. I've now added some automated rules inside of Facebook or Meta ads where it'll turn off videos after X amount of spend and no results, or if I'm spending too much per lead, it automatically kills the video ad. So I've added those things. Now, like, it was literally yesterday that I was doing the version where it's like, okay, I don't want to pay all this API usage for this anymore. How can I make the computer do it all, completely in-house? And so it was last night that I coded that. And so that, those videos are going to start getting, put on, Facebook and TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all these different places. And we'll see what takes off. I'll probably do some other tweaks to it. Like, for instance, they're all a black background and white text. I'll probably program something in there where it's going to be different background and text combinations, different font combinations for different things, maybe based off of what's actually the content of the video. It might be able to tie in some color psychology with the actual psychology of the script. So that would be a kind of a fun experiment to see if different angles work better with different backgrounds and different fonts and different like text color for things compared to just black and white for everything. And so those will get shared on different social media. I'll automate that process where it'll get, probably saved in like a Google Drive and then get pushed out with probably N8N or Maker Zapier and get pushed out onto different social media platforms. And then with like Facebook ads, they have an API. So Meta has this API where I could have all those videos stored in a folder, and then they could automatically get turned into an ad. So like I have a video being generated basically every 3 minutes. That could be a new ad and video uploaded into my Facebook thing. Let's say every 3 to 5 minutes, I'm getting a new ad put up there. Like that's really hard to compete with. I'm not going to have ads fatigue that way, especially with all these rules in place where it's going to kill stuff if it's like spending too much or I'm not getting any leads from it. It automatically kills it. So imagine if someone was putting up hundreds of ads a day and then they're only letting the top one or two stay on and they're killing all the rest because there's no emotion attached to it. It's all a machine doing everything for me. I don't really care what happens, and there's no you can't really compete with that, at least not manually. That would be impossible to compete with.
Yeah, I love the advantage and I love the use of the technology to automate it. Have you what markets have you run this in?
So I've done it in a few different things. My main one is a site that it's called automatedaimarketer.com. And basically, it's a tool that I'm giving out for free where people can basically paste in their affiliate link for an offer or even their own offer, if you will, and it'll create all the different content for them. So like social media content, video scripts, blog posts, all these different things that they could just copy and paste from that tool for free and use to actually drive some sales, get some commissions, get some people buying through their affiliate link. And so that was the goal for that site. I've done it for a summit. So the summit, they had paid a professional ad manager to run Facebook ads, I think $4,000 or $5,000 for her management fee plus the ad expenses. And she was getting leads in the like I want to say close to $5, like $3 to $5 range. And she had like 6 weeks to optimize. I had my ads go in, and within 24 hours, I was getting leads, under $1 a lead for them, and they were actually upgrading. So they had a mastermind offer that they sold on their summit, and it was a $297 recurring charge, and they got people to actually upgrade from my low price leads that I was getting them. I had another one where this was also with the same people, and they had like a workshop that they were putting on. And with that workshop, I created a couple video ads for them, and they were getting traffic for under a penny a click in the United States.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Are there any markets that you've tested that didn't work?
Not yet, but I haven't tested a ton of places. I think this is going to work better with an older demographic. I don't know if like the Gen Z and Gen Alpha, the kids nowadays will be too interested in reading text because I know I've got teenagers. They don't want text. They want things that are flashy and exciting. Where I think um, the millennials, the Gen X, the baby boomers, the people that have traditionally responded to a lot of direct response marketing really well. The people that tend to buy this kind of stuff tend to buy a lot of information products. They resonate really well with text on video. It works really well for them. I just don't know how well to work with the kids because they're so
Visual.
they're so visual and they just don't have the attention span that we have.
That is very true and an excellent point. Um, are you offering this as a service? How do I sign up?
I mean, eventually I'll probably turn it into like a software tool that others will use. I don't know if it'll be a SaaS or if it'll just be something I charge a lot for and they can run it on their own machine. I haven't quite figured that out yet. It's been more like, well, let's experiment and see how we can optimize this and then get it out to the masses. But a handful of friends I've created some stuff for. So yeah, you could send me a link
I
and
was gonna
we
say
can
I'd
make
love to
something.
be on the beta tester list of
Yeah.
that. You also have been doing some really cool things with MindPal and Make and and some of the other things. Talk a little bit about that automation stuff.
So yeah, I really like MindPal because it's just simple to use. It's like I think of Make as kind of complex. Make and N8N are definitely aimed more at the nerds and the geeks for things. It's you got to be decently technical to make that work. Where MindPal, literally, you just type in what you want it to do and it creates the automation. So I've done things where, for instance, I will like maybe watch someone's video or I'll go to an event and I will kind of jot down a couple notes of what their kind of process was, or even use AI to extract the process. So let's say it's a recorded video, it might just extract the process for me. But let's say I'm at a live event, because I've actually done this at live events where I'll listen to the presentation. And so, for instance, Driven Mastermind, which is Perry
Yep,
Belcher's
Barry.
mastermind, they had a session where it was all like podcasting related. And so I kind of jotted down a couple notes quick of what their process was for doing the podcast and finding the podcast and all that. And I turned each one of those into different automations in MindPal. And so like an hour or two after the presentation, I gave those automations to everyone that was inside Driven. And they were just kind of blown away that, hey, I watched this live in the audience, and while they were doing it, I made an automation and I just handed it to everybody. And so it's just, I do a lot of things like that where it's just like, okay, I don't want to do this process more than once myself. Let's see if I can automate it. And so MindPal makes it really simple because I'll just tell it a couple notes. This is what I want it to do. And it gets, 80, 90% of the way there. And then it's just a matter of tweaking it a little bit. And I've got it done. Now, if I take something where it's maybe like a YouTube video or maybe like a podcast like this, I could take that transcription. Maybe the transcript's already available, like on YouTube. You could usually just download the closed captions. But let's say it's like an Apple podcast or something. I could download that information or download the audio file and then run it through something like Whisper on my computer, which will then do the transcribing for me. I take that transcript, drop it into something like ChatGPT, and be like, okay, give me an SOP, a standard operating procedure for this. It gives me that procedure. Then I just copy and paste that and put it into like MindPal. It reads the SOP and it creates the automation for me. And I'm, almost done. Like there might be a little testing and tweaking here to make sure it works, but I've got the thing and I've spent, like a minute doing it versus someone that might spend days trying to automate something in N8N or Make or Zapier, just trying to get it to work where I can get it done in a matter of seconds.
That is absolutely incredible. Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
That I get to spend a lot of time, with my kids and be there for them. I get to travel a lot and share the the word of all this marketing stuff with them, and I just get to experiment with stuff. So I love to tinker and experiment and break things and tear them apart again and try to piece them back together. And so it's just been a very blessed career that I've had all these years to be able to do that, because I think most people don't get to define their passions, as a kid and get to stay with them. I'm turning 40 in April, and so I've been doing this for a long time.
Well, happy soon to be birthday in the next few months, depending on when this airs. Uh, you've done so much. I mean, what's the biggest challenge you're facing now?
Uh, I don't know. There's just so many things to make and do, and when you deal with the technical stuff, because I'm not like a programmer by trade or anything. I didn't go to school for any of this. I didn't go to the college or anything. It's me just kind of hobbling stuff together and taking my viewpoint of, I've absorbed all this marketing stuff for years and done a lot of marketing myself, and I'm just naturally a little bit technical, and so I piece them together. So there's things that I'm sure that I would have been better at if I'd focus on, I'm just a marketer, or I'm just a technical guy, and that probably would have helped. I definitely have an aversion to hiring staff, so I think that has probably hurt me some, because I've had some like VAs and stuff for the years, but I've just never really made that work well. So there's, I think if I maybe focus on some of that and then tying it in with the automation stuff, I think that would be a pretty killer combo. So that's something I need to probably work on a little bit better in 2026, because I think there's a lot of money that I'm leaving on the table, just being, a stay-at-home dad that, kind of plays with my, internet marketing hobby every once in a while, versus, hey, I got this team of people that are cranking out these ideas for me all the time, and we're using AI and automation to go to the next level.
Well, we'd be happy to rent you some people if you don't create them all in AI bots.
You never know.
That is awesome. Well, we know your time is incredibly valuable. We greatly appreciate you spending some of it with us. What is, for our folks watching or listening who want to take advantage of some of the brilliance that is Reed, where is the best place for them to go?
Yeah, I think the easiest thing to kind of get a feel for me and see some of this automation in action is go to automatedaimarketer.com. You can get that free tool, which will create the content for you. You just paste in your link and it'll create a bunch of different content for you so you can start making money online.
All right, everybody go check out automatedaimarketer.com. This has been Seth Green with Reed Floren. Reed, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth.
Thanks everybody for watching or listening. We'll talk to you or see you next time.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.